I was passing through the area today and wanted to do a quick revisit of a location that I filmed a few years ago and also check out something new for the first time. So behind me here is a small cemetery known as the Albert Lewis Cemetery. Now, Albert Lewis was a really successful businessman. He passed away in 1923, but he started off as an owner of a lumber business and later on switched to an ice business. And he was really successful with that. He had multiple ice companies. He had 2 wives, a few kids, and after passing away in 1923, his family carried on with the ice business, which ultimately did end up closing. But he does have a nice little private cemetery here with some beautiful headstones and some unique things, as well as the Grace Chapel right here, which I believe is still in use about once a month. It is built in 1884. It's currently undergoing some, looks like, restoration work. And here with the snowy landscape, I thought we'd check them out. But immediately after this, they're going to head just down the road. Do you mind? We're going to head just down the road to an area that I've driven by multiple times but never stopped to check out up close and personal. So if you'd like to check these out, all you got to do is come along with me. Now, if you haven't seen my first video from this location, you can find it linked up here in the corner. It'll pop up, or you can find it down in the description. It's not very big. It's basically just for Albert Lewis and his immediate family. If I'm not mistaken, his 2 wives are buried here, as well as his children. And I will get in there and take a walk. We're going to be respectful, of course. There is a sundial there, which I do remember. Some crosses on the ground, and some other really neat things like this tree right here, which looks like a tree, but it's actually not a tree, if that makes sense. But I just wanted to give you a view from the outside here. It's a chilly March morning in this location. It's higher elevation, so there is still snow here. We're down in the city area, there's none. And there's another view of Grace Chapel. Really beautiful building. It's again still used. It's not abandoned, it's not forgotten about. It's really well taken care of. And from my recollection, I think it's used for service once a month, if not even more often than that. But looks pretty gorgeous right here with the mountain behind it and the snow. Just inside the wall here, and greet it with what looks to be 2 planters. And I believe they are made out of concrete. Yeah, they are. Decorative pieces. And here's the tree. Now, this is a really gorgeous piece, especially at the moment with the sun shining on it, blue sky. But this is a man-made piece. It is not a tree, but it's made to look like it's carved out of a tree. And this is in remembrance of Lizzie Crellin, wife of Albert Lewis, born June 30th, 1853, died August 11th, 1885. Now, obviously, being a successful businessman, he did have some wealth, so they pretty much spared no expense to honor and remember Albert and his beloved family. Even as we make our way down to the bottom, there's some ferns, what appears to be a mushroom growing out, and again, this is all concrete work. I believe it's concrete. It's definitely not, it's not a tree, but it's really, really well done, and it's been holding up for quite some time. Just a magnificent piece here. It's more of the planters, again, resembling carvings out of wood. Little seats here, like a bench, which again is not wood, but looks so realistic though. But that is concrete work. Now, unfortunately, there is snow covering these pieces, so can't see the names at the moment here as to who is laid to rest. This one's just barely peeking through. Charles. And looks like they were a veteran. Loving memory of Lily Constance Lewis, wife of Albert Lewis. As mentioned, he did have 2 wives. April 23rd, 1868. Died September 23rd, 1950. And I'm not sure if these are constructed out of the top piece out of bronze or copper, but it's got that green patina to it. Now that right there is a real tree. It's a gigantic one. And over here is what appears to be a sundial with some words going around it. Let's see if we could maybe read that. Like it says, alas, time stays. We go. Time goes. You say? Question mark? Ah? No? I'm not sure what the beginning or the end is. The ending obviously is the question mark, but not sure the significance of that. But it is a beautiful piece. It's kind of like a pedestal, and it is indeed a sundial. It even says in loving memory of Albert Lewis. As we come over here, there are 3 more crosses laying on the ground. This is, excuse me, Hugh, that's his son. Born March 14th, 1895. He's born the same month as me. Passed away May 17th, excuse me, 1948. This one here is, let's see if we could clean this off. Fortunately, there's some ice buildup here. It says in loving memory of somebody Lewis. Maybe this is Albert. Yep, this is Albert. March 1840. Passed away December 1923. And there is a saying here. If you do want to pause it and read it, you're welcome to. So Albert, his son Hugh, and let's see if we can make out who this is. Memory of Albert. This one's iced over too, can't make out that. But September 1916. It's a nice little symbol there. None knew thee but to love thee, nor name thee but to praise. Maybe this is possibly his daughter. And directly above that is a gorgeous eagle. I'm gonna line that up right there. Look at that. Attention to detail with the talons. The feathers, truly a magnificent piece here. Even showing the backside with the wing spread. This looks like a big piece of, not sure if that's granite or what type of stone that is, but it's perched on top of there. Alright, so now that we got to revisit Albert Lewis and his family here, we're going to head just down the road to where one of his businesses was located, and we'll check that out. So continue watching, more to come. You may hear the distinct sound of running water. That's because we're at the location of Bear Creek Lake, and also the location of the Bear Creek Ice Company, which started in March of 1895 by none other than Albert Lewis. Bear Creek Dam and Timber Mill in 1885. There's a picture of what it used to look like back then. Also used to be a train station right here. Train station and dam circa 1925. Laying out the ice field 1939. Dam waterfall 1983. timber crib demolition in 2001. An ice house on the lake 1913. And then there's some information here if you want to pause and read, you're welcome to. Now, if you haven't been paying attention from when we started the cemetery, there's a month that stands out from the rest. That's the month of March, my birthday month. His son was born in March, Albert was born in March, his business started in March, so March was a lucky month, I guess, or a successful month. Number 3, you know? But this is where his business was located. It's really noisy here at the water and the traffic, so I do apologize for that. We can't get up close and personal, it is private property, but you are allowed to park here, check out the placard, and check out the falls and the lake. I believe it is a private community back there, but this is what it looks like now. As we saw, it looked much different back in the day. And it looks like they stated 2001, they did do some cribbing work to kind of strengthen the structural integrity of it. This is known as Bear Creek Lake. It does stretch around the bend. It's not huge, but it's a decent size. It is open to residents with their canoes, paddle boats, kayaks, stuff like that. But it's a nice, beautiful fall. And this is where his ice business, one of 2, was located. This is the Bear Creek Ice Company, 1895, and it continued after he passed away in 1923 for a few more years. So it was successful, and it did everything from refrigeration of boxcars to other things that his ice was sold for. And back in the day, Pennsylvania was the 3rd largest producer of ice in all of America. So he definitely got in it at the right time and made the most of what the need was at that time, and that was ice. Here's a little better view. It's actually really windy here. There's a strong breeze coming off the lake. As mentioned, somewhere around here there was a train station and a railroad which actually was constructed for his business to haul the ice. So it was a prominent business, really successful, made him lots of money, and now it's just a part of history. But this is an area driven by dozens of times. I often go this way when I head to Jim Thorpe. This is Route 115 here, and I want to at least show you the connection between his final resting place and to show you where one of his businesses did take place, right here at Bear Creek Lake, formerly known as the Bear Creek Ice Company. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions or information you want to share, you're welcome to do so in the comments. Otherwise, until next time, I'll see you in the next video.